Hello, everyone. How are we? My name is Jerry Ann. For those of you that don't know me, I am 66. I live in Las Vegas, and I have been on my own personal health journey for 5 years. Oh, where to start? Where to start? First of all, if you're on here, I would love to see the reach. Show me below where you're coming in from. I'd love to see it. And please, if you're watching the replay, hit replay below. I will go back in after we're done. As it goes by, I will respond to every comment. If you want to talk to me privately, DM me and I will talk to you there. Or if your question that you drop below needs a private answer, I will respond to you in the DMs. So let's cross our fingers and I hope this is working. So 6 years ago, I was a mess. I had severe IBS. Oh my God, you guys, I had a laundry list of things that were wrong. I didn't think I was going to make it to my next birthday. I had, like I said, severe IBS. I had chronic pain, bad back, bad neck. I couldn't get up and down off the floor to play with my grandbabies. I couldn't get in and out of bed without crawling on all four. I had restless leg, high cholesterol, high cortisol. I had tremors, and I was 70 pounds overweight. It wasn't pretty. It was horrible, actually. I was scared. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I felt like an elephant was sitting on my chest. So I went on the other day and I said, send me questions. Who has questions about medical aids? Because we are going to get into them. We're going to talk about it. And I hope I don't ruffle anybody's feathers. But if I do, I'm sorry. And what I'm going to talk about, I am not saying that I can cure, mitigate anything, any illnesses, anything. What I'm telling you today is my story, what I've seen in this industry, and the results I've seen in this industry, both good and bad. So I was on 12 different medical aids with that laundry list of things I talked to you about. I was on 12 different medical aids. It started at 25. And I have a few of my notes written down here, so please forgive me if I'm shuffling through my notes. So the medication started at 25. I had my first two kids at 21 and 23. And by 25, I was in the hospital having exploratory surgery because they didn't know what was wrong with me. So that started a whirlwind of meds and antibiotics and all kinds of things. They diagnosed me with what they know now to be as IBS, but back then they didn't know. And every doctor I went to had a different diagnosis, which meant different medications. And you need that for this, and you need this for this. Well, let's take this med because that's going to calm down the acid in your stomach. And then take this med because when you cramp, it's going to calm down the cramping in your belly. Oh, by the way, stop the stress in your life because that's adding to the stress in your belly. Well, I had little kids. I was in corporate America. At the time I was married. What am I supposed to do? I spent my life with doctors telling me what not to do and never what to do to fix the root problem. I lived my life putting a Band-Aid on a bullet hole. So at 25, I was getting meds for anxiety, depression, stress, muscle relaxers for cramping, another pill to keep the acid down, and that was at 25. And it's never changed. So my entire adult life, I was on these meds. Then at 36, 37, I had put on medications to dissolve cysts on my ovaries. 6 months later, I had a complete hysterectomy, so I was put on hormones to try to balance that part back out. Let me see, at 45, 50, I was put on meds for restless leg, and then I had 2 falls. So then I was put on muscle relaxers and more pain pills to handle my neck and my back because those falls damaged my neck and my back. Oh my gosh, so many other things. So by the time, long story short, by the time I hit 60, I was on 12 medical aids. This was my bag from when I was 60. Do you see all these? All of them. Makes me sick to my stomach looking at that. It's like, ugh, I keep it hidden in a closet just for days like this. So when I went out there the other day and I asked you guys, important, you have to take control of your health. You have to know what is making your body work. You can't just rely on the doctors out there, and I'm not saying anything about Western medicine, there's a time and a place for everything, and they've saved my life a few times. But when you go in to see a doctor and they say, how can I help you? What do you want me to do? Don't ask me what I want you to do. You're the doctor. You tell me what I need to do to help me. And if there's doctors out there, I'm sorry. Time and place, okay? This is just the real truth, and I'm getting out there and I'm saying it. So apologies up front. Anyway, there were so many times that I saw a commercial and it said, if you're taking this and it's not enough, add this. If you're doing this or you have these symptoms, try this and this. Well, it was like those TV commercials were talking to me all the time because I'm like, yeah, that's me. Oh, that's me. Oh, well, maybe that would help. You go to the doctor and say, I saw this commercial and it says to do this if you're doing this. And they're like, okay. And off that prescription goes. At some time, you've got to stop. It's got to stop. You need to be aware of what you're putting in your body, what it's doing to your body. What are the side effects? What are the short-term side effects? What are the long-term side effects? This is huge, huge. I lived my entire adult life as a functioning zombie, checked out. I still could do what I needed to do, but I didn't feel, I didn't have, nothing. So when I hit 60 and I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't move, I had blackouts, I was scared. And I was 70 pounds overweight and nothing was helping me. Nothing was getting to the root cause of what it was. I just kept taking more meds. And when I went to the doctor and he said, hey, your cholesterol's through the roof. No kidding. You think? Let's put you on another med. And I said, no. Give me 3 months. Let me figure this out. I took a year and I researched and I studied and I learned about all natural supplements, natural nutrition, putting the right things in your body. I hunted high and low, every company, every product, every project, everything. And what I learned about putting the right nutrition in your body, and when I watched my body totally change, within 2 years, I had weaned myself from 12 meds to 1. And not just by myself. I went to the doctor and said, this is what I'm doing. This is what's happening. And they're like, okay. And I had the blood work to back it up. I wasn't just doing things off the cuff. I was putting the proper nutrition in my body because I had learned how to do it. I had learned what to give my body so it worked correctly. And little by little, I was able to remove 11 of those 12 medications. Not only that, when you start giving your body the nutrition it needs, it lets go of all that stubborn fat it's holding on to because it doesn't trust what you're going to feed it, when you're going to feed it, or what you're going to do. When you learn how to feed your body responds. So in the last 5 years, I've gone from 12 medical aids to 1, and I've lost 70 pounds. I've kept it off for 3 years by eating more than I ever have in my life, ever. And I feel better at 66 than I did at 40. And at 40, I thought I felt really good. I thought I was all that in a bag of chips. I had lost the weight, I feel so much better now. I've never felt more like myself right now than ever before. So that being said, your questions came in and the biggest questions were, okay, tell me about the side effects. There were some other ones, like what are the warnings? What are the precautions? What about different dosages? What are certain drugs used for? A lot of those things you can look up, there's certain things that politically correct I am not going to go into. But what I can tell you is all that I know about what happened to me and the research that I've done. So watch the ads. Don't let them sway where you are. Ask questions. Look into it. Read your labels. So many older adults are overloaded with prescriptions. And like I said, mine started at 25. When did yours start? How long have you been on medical aids? How many things are you fixing or covering up because you're on medical aids. When I looked at this bag of meds that I took my entire adult life, my side effects, drowsiness on 3 different bottles, dizziness, 6 different bottles, nausea on 2 bottles, weight gain, headaches on 2 of them, high blood pressure, seizures, overdose, heartburn, impairs your ability to drive. If you're not reading your labels, how many of you are taking your meds in the morning and getting in your car and driving yourself to work? Read your labels. They're not kidding. It impairs your vision. It impairs your ability to drive, your balance, diarrhea, constipation. And the biggest thing is, in my 50s, I had 2 blackouts out of nowhere, down. No reasons why, no clue. In the hospital, head injuries. You can see this little bump right here. It's because I hit my head twice. When I started looking at my labels, on 2 of my medications, the number 1 side effect was blackouts. Nobody even looked. In the hospital, they knew what I was taking. They got the list. Nobody ever said anything. Dropped me. Boom. Head injury twice. Read your labels. Some of the other side effects, tremors. You're taking meds to stop your tremors, and that's one of the side effects. Night sweats. How many of you are going through perimenopause, menopause, and you're taking hormone stuff to stop those night sweats? It's one of the side effects. Suicidal thoughts. You're taking meds for anxiety and depression, and the side effect is suicidal thoughts, dry mouth, anxiety, fatigue, blurred vision, trouble sleeping. It's scary. You guys have to read your labels, please. Know what you're putting in your body. When you're taking more than one, find out how they're working together. How are they working? What are they doing? Are they working together or are they fighting each other? I was taking so many medications. They were fighting each other and they had to give me another medicine to stop that interaction. Do you guys know if any of your meds have interactions? Because the pharmacy obviously didn't check on mine or they wouldn't have interacted. Every single day around the world, 750 adults are hospitalized for medication side effects. What? And half of the older people don't even know. They don't know what meds they should be avoiding. I've sat with older in-laws, things like that, and the strip of pills that they're taking, and they got it all down to a science and all the things. And so many of those meds affect your memory. And as we age, we need all the memory we can save. It's important. As we age, certain things in our body quit happening. In our 30s, we quit producing collagen. We quit producing nitric oxide. They're both vital to how our body heals and how our blood circulates. You can't go 5 seconds without nitric oxide, and nobody knows that. Well, not very many people know that. You've got to open your arteries and increase that circulation, but our bodies quit producing it in our 30s. Well, guess what else happens as we age? How we metabolize our drugs. What that means is it's affecting your kidneys, your liver, and your lungs slow down. They stay in your body longer. So if you're not metabolizing them and they're staying in your body, you take your next dose, you're doubling up on what you need to put in your body. Overdose. It's important. The more meds you take, the more interactions you have as well. Don't be afraid to speak up. Just ask questions. You're allowed to ask questions. Make sure that all of your meds, what the name is, what your dose is. Write it on a paper, fold it up, put it in your wallet, so no matter where you go, what doctor you go to, you've got it right here, always. And if you want to change something, speak up. You don't have to be careful what I say. There are ways around certain things. Putting the right nutrition in your body heals so many things. And if you have questions on that, ask me. Let's have a conversation. Having questions about my journey? Let's talk about it. If it resonates with you, where you are, where you've been, or somebody that you know, let's talk about it, okay? The more we talk about it, the better it's going to be. The more people are going to be aware. It's time to make a change. It's time. Life gets better the more we're educated. Don't be afraid to look things up. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Look at the papers that come with your meds. I looked at 5 different medications just today. The papers that were attached to my mother's medications, 3 of them don't even say what the side effects are. Don't even have it listed. Do your due diligence. Protect yourself, protect your loved ones, and let's make this world healthier, happier. There's hope out there. If I can go from where I was to where I am, there's a lot of hope out there. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hopping on. Again, drop where you're coming in from. Drop if it's a replay. I'm sorry I can't see any comments right now, so I will go back in and I will answer every single question. And if it's private, direct message me in Messenger. I will answer every single one of your questions. And I'm always here. I give free consults all the time. I'd love to help you. Don't be afraid to reach out. Let's have a conversation. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.